days, well, my fellow gamers. I'm kind of running down as far as undead goes. And this is initial build. It's a massive initial build, but it is, for me, just an initial build. You can, I guess if you followed along, you kind of know how much I have been investing in the undead army for Kings of War. Now, you know, I see it as winding down. The painting and whatnot is going to be a cakewalk, I think, because, well, first of all, I've painted 3 undead armies before, and it's fun. It's fun for me to do this. So painting's no problem. I'm running pretty much down on the builds, and what I mean by that is I got 1 more werewolf. These 10 revenants, I have another 10 on order to make another regiment of 20. And then I've got these 5 Reaver Cav, and there's another Lycanus there. And I also do have the elite army, so that's 220 skeletal cavalry. That's the Revenant cavalry. I also have 10 more wraiths and 3 more werewolves, but that's neither here nor there. So that's what that includes. But I have very little more that I want to purchase. Maybe another horde of zombies, some zombie trolls, another set of those, another set of whites, just so I can have 1 horde of each of those units. There's going to be reavers on foot, but they're exceedingly simple to clean and paint. So I'm kind of looking at it winding down. And at this point, I'm jonesing for another army. It's a dangerous territory because it's a lot more money invested. So I have 2 kind of options. One I'm really leaning toward. So first, I'll go to the one that I'm not leaning towards so much, and that's Basilea. So I'll take you guys over here to the cases. I'll show you why I'm leaning towards Basilea. And it's really this. So I have a decent army. I've got more in a closet of shame. So I have 1 more big block of cavalry, and I've got a bunch more infantry guys. And so I have these guys. Now, they could be Brother Mark as well. But they can also very easily be paladins on horseback and all that good stuff. And in my Mantic Crazy box, I did get a unit of the Panther Sisters. So the cavalry, the babes on panthers. So I've got basically a force here. So I could do Brother Mark, just slow build it as I want. But this is my Deus Vult army starter. It's my Knights Teutonic. So there's the Hawkmeister on foot and mounted. And then I have my monk, who is just awesome. He's a great dude. And then knights on foot, the knights. The spear, they're minute-arms, but they're much heavier, heavy minute-arms with spears. And then my crossbowmen. This is all the crossbowmen I'll make. But yeah, so I can bump that up huge, and then bump this one up huge as well. That's what I'm thinking about doing with my other box of infantry, because I have 1 more box of infantry, 1 more box of cavalry. So I can put out a good chunk of either Brother Mark or Basilea. I like the Basilea idea because of Elo High, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't really like thinking about Basilea because it is all rustic. The Elo High, the Sisters on Panthers, every single thing. And if I were to go with Basilea, I certainly would stick with these knights, because all those horses from that Reaver cavalry, they're the generic horses that all this mess uses. So I would be stuck with rustic horses, and I'm not going to do that. I don't even want to do the 5 that I have left. Doing these 5 here, was a nightmare. And yeah, they're all black. All this stuff I'm getting primed up. I think I only have 2 models in here. My ghouls, my Ghoulghast and that one ghoul. I need to order 1 box of ghouls, and they're going to go together really fast. But yeah, I mean, like mummies, I don't really want to use a whole bunch. I have a troop there. Maybe I would get another batch, but they're entirely rustic too. I don't want to deal with that crap. I have my catapults, and I've got a bunch of cavalry. So yeah, I'm gonna have a horde of werewolves and a troop, and I actually have 2 Lycanasses. I've got a bunch of characters here, but yeah, I'd want to get 1 more box set of whites and 1 more box set of zombie trolls. And then down here, I mean, you can tell, boom, like, come on, man. When I fix up my revenants, I'll have a horde of revenants, a horde of zombies, and 2 hordes of skeletons. That's a butt ton of miniatures. I do have my dragon librarian back there, the giant, but the giant's not part of the army. But when I get my elite army thrown together, no problem. In lieu of a, see back there, that big tall one, that's my undead, my zombie Blaine. So I'm going to use him as a Lich King. So, I mean, I have tons of characters. I would like to get Jarvis. He makes, like, the undead army alignment good. So that's pretty cool. I could actually get Olohai and just put them in with undead if I run Jarvis. So that's pretty awesome. And actually, a greater earth elemental, which brings me to my other choice of army. And I'm really, you know, the greed bug, I guess, has really gotten to me. So, all right. Ignore the giant thing there. That's Privateer Press, Woldwrath. Definitely Halloween themed. But what we want to look at here is my glorious, like the remnants of my dwarf army from Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Oh, I loved my dwarves. And, okay, this is a small sample. When I say I had a complete metal dwarf army, I mean I had everything. I had King Thorgrim, the Grudge Bearer, on his throne, carried by his 4 guards. I had the Anvil of Doom, not the old one with the wheels. I mean, I did have one of those, but that's kind of a poop model. Everybody I knew took the anvil off of that and used it as terrain piece. I had the big one with the big circle stones that was all metal. It was glorious. I had everything, all the special characters, everything. And here are some of the rarer special characters. Some of these, this guy, this cat, no, not him, and that guy were given to me by a friend. And I painted them up, and I just really like paint jobs. I kept them. I love my Grombrindal, my white dwarf. So this is the original one. I've used him in games. He was the blister one you can get just normally. Gave him a little plastic Bugman's quadruple X mug there, little barrel. This one, you had to get points from a White Dwarf magazine, several White Dwarf magazines, I believe, and send in for him. He was a mail order model. So, and actually one of the only ones that I know of that you could have gotten in the US. So, and this one right here, and I spent so much money on it. Oh my gosh. But anyway, he is a UK subscriber model. So if you have the White Dwarf magazine subscribed to in the UK, you can get this guy here. And I just bought him on eBay. I'm like, you know, screw it. He's awesome. He's full metal. And he just really, I mean, he's rocking the pipe. He's pointing at some fool that's going to get an axe to the face. And he's just amazing. His cape is glorious, too. This guy next to him is probably my favorite dwarf sculpt of all time. Aside from maybe the drunken dwarves, which are just awesome. The drunken dwarf rangers. So I just really love how he's very, like, meh about everything. He is fantastic. And then the Dwarf King on the Oathstone. Man, I love he really is a great sculpt as well. I have the Bugman from the Bugman's Bar. That is a bar actually physically attached to the Nottingham Games Workshop headquarters, and you can only buy that model in that bar, unless you do like I did and just get it online from people that have done so. That dwarf, the dwarf demon slayer back there, he was a Games Day model, special edition type thing. This is just a king dude he was a special character. I don't really meh, but he looks neat. So, and a friend bought him for me. This is like the biggest slayer that they make, all metal. He's not even really completely done, actually. I need to finish his beard and tattoos and all that stuff. And then down here is the 30th anniversary model. See, Games Workshop, White Dwarf and I share the same birthday, the same birth year, 1977. And when I turned 30, this became available. So that's the Triple X. So you got Bugman there, Grumbrindal, the White Dwarf there, and Gotrek right there. So the Slayer, the Brewmaster, and then the living legend, the White Dwarf. Haven't finished painting him either. So I have massively cool characters for, the dwarf faction. But the thing is like, geez, the dwarf models themselves, the normal guys, their sculpts are terrible. Like, most of their beards are cut off. Let me open this case. So, back it up, man. Okay. Like, their beards are like that. It's terrible. It's all stunty. They don't even have magnificent mustaches. I mean, this guy here doesn't have a magnificent mustache, but he's got a bright, proper beard. Let me just show you this guy's cape, man. He's rocking it awesome. Pretty sweet. Yeah. I enjoy dwarves. So, I really like the models. Maybe I'll see if I can't find some alternate sculpts that aren't as expensive as GW stuff. And yes, okay, I did use cork on this guy, but he was the only model that I had corked. And I painted him back in the day. So, back in the day. Nothing fancy with his cape there, just some highlighting. And then here, does he have a... Nope. Plain Jane. But this is the version that had the magical drinking horn, drinking helmet thing, which I felt was kind of goofy balls. It's like... Yeah, it was silly. This was the one that you wanted to watch out for, because he would be invisible in a unit. Like, you would put him in your case and bring him to your game, but you would just have the unit, and you wouldn't even announce that he's in there at all. And then somebody would attack the unit, and then you just replace a model just casually. And then the oh shit meter really went off, because that dude ripped people to pieces. So, yeah, I'd like to do dwarves because they get the greater earth elemental, and they get earth elementals in their list. And I love that model, so I'll probably just wind up getting the model itself. Is this the base I had to make? Yeah, I had to make it. So, this is before they made, special bases. So I had to green stuff that thing together. Yeah, pretty sweet. And then here, this is a proper built base. See that? Man, 2006. What? Old kit. All metal. I need to finish it. Yeah, and his cape is pimping too. I never really liked the Gotrek and Felix stuff. You know who I did like? I've read all the books too. Snorri. I loved Snorri. And who he was is he was a slayer. Instead of a mohawk, let's go to this cat. Instead of a normal mohawk with hair, the dude hammered nails into his head. I think his name was Snorri Nosebiter was the complete name. But in the books, he was pretty boss. He didn't, as far as I know, he didn't die. Yeah, I need to really do a bunch of work on his axe. Need tattoos. Need to finish the hair up. See how glossy that is? That's from the wash from the Agrogress Earthshade that I put in there. And I haven't detailed up anything or hit him with a spot of dull coat. So yeah, I really have to finish that axe, do the woodwork on his haft. Yeah, he needs some work. But when I sold my dwarf army after the fall, I couldn't part with these guys, especially not my Grombrindals. I couldn't part with them. So yeah, I've got them. I've kept them this whole time, as well as my undead stuff. I've got the original all metal undead zombie dragon, and Isabella von Cartesen, Vlad von Cartesen. Adam was one of my buddies I used to play with all the time, and this was a token for a specialized list that came out for the von Cartesen. It was like a von Cartesen list. It mainly ran off of Manfred and whatnot, and raising up dead. So you'd have these big mass grave pits, and those tokens would mark it, so you could raise from those specific points and stuff. It was a beautiful list, but since GW sucks, it is of the past. And then that dude, he is an old Blood Bowl MVP character, but I just thought that he looked sweet. Those teeth, man, dude. And then he's pimping the Van Karstein ring. Yeah, traditional vampire, man, love it. Love it. Just rocking that poet shirt and everything. Puffy sleeves, baby. All about those puffy sleeves. So, yeah, I'm really thinking about dwarves. You can get that big steam beast. You could get, like I said, earth elementals, the greater earth elemental. So, and I love my rock monsters. Yeah, I just think dwarves are the way to go. But the original, the plastic sculpts for the foot troops are just terrible. Their beards are like, it's like somebody just put a plank there and then cut straight on the plank. It's terrible. They don't have long beards, and I understand that's for models being able to assemble properly and you not having that big seam line in the middle of a beard. But holy crap, just make the beard flow over like it's one piece. Dwarves are about those things, and I'm not going to buy any GW dwarves. It's just not happening. I need to think about it, man. I need to think about it. But I've got so many dwarves on my watch list now. Anyway, maybe I should just focus more on undead. Just get more undead units. More. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think. Should it be Basilean? Should it be Brother Mark? Should it be dwarves? What do you guys think? Anyway, y'all take it easy. Carry your liaison.